and I think actually there's people that will have stories whether you had one or didn't have one. Actually, it's just an amazing feel-good feel to bring kind of the fun back to cycling and to the UK.
And you could take someone on the back as well.
Well, you can. You can try it, definitely.
Oh, in fact, you say you tried. We saw some pictures there in the piece from back in the 70s and 80s of people like struggling to reach the handlebars, struggling to get on the seat. I mean, they weren't necessarily the most ergonomic of creations, were they?
No, certainly not. But actually, I think some of the parts of the bike were just super. I know you use the term again, iconic, but you can just see that from the bigger wheel at the back to the front. The fully working gear shifter which we developed with Sturmey Archer, which actually we've been able to recreate that saddle sissy bar at the back. It's just kind of we've been able to do this. We personally believe properly this time, and that's where we've.
Oh, what do you mean properly this time?
Properly, we did the Mark III back in 2004, and there were some of the design elements that we weren't able to do then. That's why it's taken 4 to 5 years in development to make this bike, and actually that's where, from the feedback we've had over the last couple of months, we truly believe we've done it correctly this time.
Dave, I can't believe how many people we saw in the piece, but people getting in touch with us this morning for whom the chopper wasn't just a bike. It started relationships, it began businesses, it changed their job prospects.
I mean, for me, it changed my life. Back in 2015, I did the Tour de France. I mean, I must have been absolutely bonkers to do it. But the driver in Paris was my future wife, Jane. We've now 2 small children together. Hi, Sam. Hi, Indy. So it really has changed my life. I mean, I've changed my career. I was a personal trainer. I'm now a bike coach, and I teach children to ride the bikes.
OK. Tour de France is hard enough.
Well, yeah.
How much harder is it when you're riding that kind of a bike?
Put it this way, I won't be doing it again.
No, imagine.
I've got a lot of fond memories from doing it, but also, yeah, it was the toughest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
Heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, very heavy. I mean, the seat post I used was made out of solid steel. It was like a weapon of mass destruction.
Yeah.
You know, it was heavier than the whole bike. But, yeah, fond memories, but I trained the whole year to get ready for that Tour de France.
I mean, the classic gear is what, as a kid, I always used to love the look of that gear, but maybe not on mountains. Yeah.
No, I mean, I treated myself to 5 gears for the Tour de France. I know,
I
5
see.
gears. And I did change the seat. Otherwise, well,
You changed... what did you change the seat to?
I did confess I put on a normal bike seat
Right.
because otherwise I had major chafing issues.
OK.
So I did change the saddle from this modern one
You could have given them some advice on bringing them up to date, yeah?
I did, maybe so. But he's done a great job. They look fantastic, don't they?
We asked our viewers to send in their pictures of their chopper bikes this morning. We've got some lovely ones, haven't we?
We've had some great ones. Let's go to... This is Don. This is Don, taken in the 1970s in Bolton. As you can see, someone else very interested in that bike.
That's like a ranking picture in its own
does,
right,
doesn't
that one,
it?
isn't it? This is from Justin Smith from Huncote in Lancashire. Still got it, Justin. His partner says he's been reliving his childhood on his choppers.
Pete's been in touch with one from the early 1970s, complete with handlebar tassels. He says he rode this bike until the frame broke, but says he didn't often ride it down the slide at the local park. So it might have been his... He did, ride it down the slide at the local park. It might have been his own fault. I mean, that takes a lot of work to destroy a bike that chunky.
Yeah, and finally, after all those years, he's admitted it to us this morning. And here's Adam Cronin on his chopper
cool.
in the
Very
1980s.
cool.
That's I'm not letting my brother sit on this, isn't it? Oh, actually, it's his cousin, Philip. Lovely stuff. Have you noticed something?
What?
Every single picture this morning from a bloke.
I have.
Are these
I didn't like to
blokey
say
things,
it.
Lee?
I think they're true to the word to anybody. So I think whether you're a man or whether you're a female, I think you just love the design of it. So I think everybody's got a story, and that's kind of why we brought this to life.
OK. Should we just... I'm going to say the honest truth here, which is that I had a pink bike with a basket on the front and tassels and flowers on it.
Me too.
You didn't. I know you didn't. So in the 70s, I didn't know many girls who rode one of these unless it was maybe their brothers. Is that changing?
Maybe we shall see. Let's let the fans, our old school fans, and then the new fans decide whether it's going to be a male bike or a male and female bike. And I'm pretty confident that we'll see a lot of different people on the bike.
Yeah, I mean, Jane said in her piece then, I mean, it's quite a price tag, isn't it, for a lot of people? Whereas, I mean, they used to be something that a kid might get for Christmas. nearly £1,000 now. It's they're
Yeah,
pricey.
look, they're not cheap. But what we've had is 5 years worth of design, craftsmanship, and actually really tried to bring some of the real design elements back. We don't believe this will be a mainstream product like it was back in the 70s, where we sold, nearly 2 million of the bikes. Actually, this is going to be for limited people. Maybe it's going to be brand fans that loved the bike in the 70s, or it's going to be actually people that really enjoy that pop culture from that 70s time.
Dave,
Hi.
still riding your chopper on the roads of the Northwest?
I use it every day of my life.
There you
I
go.
use it to teach my lessons. Yeah,
There you
the
go.
kids love it, especially when I try and do wheelies and backies on it and bunny hops. But yeah, I use the bike every day of my life.
Well, you can each give us a backy now, can't you? Because we've got two bikes. But
I don't think we're allowed. We haven't filled in the right form.
the insurance might struggle. Thank you both very much indeed for
Thanks,
coming
Nick.
in. We've enjoyed looking back and looking forward this morning with the chopper. Great.